Yo, it's Nav in Istanbul. We've been here for about a week now and this city is amazing. So many stunners everywhere. I just came from Vegas last week. You can't even compare it. You know, it's like day and night. The quality here is unreal. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about pros and cons of Istanbul. So yeah, the quality is unreal in Istanbul. The volume as well is great. There's so many chicks everywhere. So, you know, we've been in the center of Istanbul, and from Monday to Sunday, every day it's just crazy amount of volume. So I've never been to a city which has this type of volume in the world. Only thing is the English could definitely be better. So from the girls we spoke to, it was probably 50-50 the level of English. It's still doable for sure, but I think there are cities out there that have better quality than, not better quality, have better English than Istanbul, but the quality is unreal. And the thing about the girls here is you get the different of looks. So you get the, you know, like the more blonde, and then you get the more Middle Eastern type of looks. So there's kind of, you know, there's a style here for everything. And we've got our man here doing a little selfie of us over there. So anyway, you know, if you want to come to Istanbul, then what I would recommend is stay in Nişantaşı. That's the best area by far, Nişantaşı. And Beşiktaş is pretty good as well. There's a university actually in Beşiktaş that they speak English. If you hang around there, then you're gonna find some girls that speak English. So yeah, even though it's kind of in the Middle East here, you know, between Middle East and Europe, they're quite open-minded. You know, we've done a lot of approaches, probably done, I don't know, like 300 approaches between myself and all my clients this week. And they're very open to the approach. So that's the thing. Some people might come here and be like, oh, it's closed-minded and stuff like that. But in the center of Istanbul, it's pretty solid. So in terms of, you know, being open-minded and wanting to meet foreign men that speak English, I think that's crucial as well. If you're starting out new, I'd recommend for you to go in the shopping malls. There's so many shopping malls here. The best one is in Şişli, the one that we go to a lot because we're staying right next to it. I think there's another one in Taksim, and there's one in the Asian side as well that's good, that you should check out. But yeah, the shopping malls are really easy, so start off there and then you can go to the street like Nişantaşı, Beşiktaş. But yeah, in terms of receptiveness, I wouldn't rate it up there, you know, with the best receptiveness, because of the culture. And I think the men here, they might be a little bit, some of them, they're a little bit uncalibrated. And the girls have got used to just like blowing guys out. But you know, you're gonna get really good reactions as well. You are gonna get girls that just want to talk to you, and they'll be happy for you to, you know, to strike up a conversation. And it doesn't really happen here. Like a good approach doesn't happen in Istanbul. We've walked around now for a week here, and we might have seen, I think, like 2 approaches for the whole time. So. And it's usually in the evening time, you know, when the guys are drunk. So it's definitely a unique way of doing it here. And you just have to get used to the culture. When you arrive here, you know, in the first days, it's like a culture shock, especially if you're coming from the West, because they're very direct and there is a little bit of that, you know, no BS kind of conversation. Not conversation, but no BS type of behavior. You know, if they don't like you, they'll tell you. Or if they don't want to talk to you, they'll tell you. So that's the only thing that, you know, would get some time to getting used to. But other than that, beautiful place. The food is incredible. The desserts are insanely good. Yeah, the baklava. One of my clients here, he was just going all out with the baklava as breakfast, lunch and dinner. Desserts are very tasty. And yeah, so there's one thing about getting around Istanbul, there's a lot of traffic, so sometimes Ubers can be tricky. But yeah, the Uber app is great. So when you come here, make sure you use the Uber app. You can hail taxis, but they'll probably rip you off if you speak in English. So it's better to get the Ubers. And then in terms of the tourists here, there are a lot of tourists. There's a lot of Russians here that we approached, and they speak good English usually, very receptive. You know, Russian women are beautiful. So that's definitely an advantage in Istanbul. There were some Ukrainians here as well, not that much. And then you do get tourists from different parts of Middle East and Europe as well. So I met a few Turkish, German girls, and they speak really good English. So you will meet girls, you know, from different parts of the world here as well, especially if you go to the touristy areas, which are like Taksim, I think the Blue Mosque, that area. In terms of day game and night game, they're both great here. I prefer day game only because of the sheer volume, but you know, here evening game is considered kind of day game, whereas night game is, you know, more like the club vibes. And I wouldn't really recommend going to nightclubs here just because the ratio is not that great and it's hard to get in if you're a guy. Evening game in bars, you know, in restaurants, just walking around. Beşiktaş is incredible. So that's what you want to be doing. And with day game, I feel like it starts a little bit later than in Europe because it's more of an evening vibes in Istanbul. So what we notice is between about 6 to 9 is the peak time here. At that time, you only get so much volume, it's unreal. But even, you know, earlier on, like 1 p.m. until 6, it's great as well. And you will see a lot of stunners. Yeah, so in terms of receptiveness, day game is probably more receptive than night game. And when you go to like the bar areas, the quality drops a little bit. So I remember when we went from Nişantaşı to Beşiktaş, the quality went down a little bit and the receptiveness went down as well. So there's one thing I want to mention here, that although the volume is good, sometimes it's actually overcrowded, especially in specific places in Istanbul. So first day we went to Taksim in daytime, and it was kind of like Oxford Street in London or 7th Avenue in New York, but just double that volume. And it was just like too hectic, you know. So I would actually avoid those areas when it's too busy. So yeah, Istanbul is a great place to visit. It's an amazing city in terms of, you know, meeting women, seeing this amazing culture. But if you're going to come here for cold approaching, you're going to need a professional to save you a lot of time, right? Because as I mentioned, it's going to take you a few days to understand everything, to understand where to go, where these stunners are, and that's exactly what I can help you with. If you want to get your game to the next level, if you want to get dream results here in Istanbul, then send me a message. You can find my number, WhatsApp number in the description, or you'd see a link there. Click on it, fill out your details, we'll get on a call and we'll discuss how we can work together to get you incredible results that you can't even imagine. I'll see you on that call. Nav.